So now we are in Greece, basically like right on the border with Macedonia. So the producers here at Nimbus Albus are actually, well, I don't know exactly how borders have worked in that region, but they basically migrated from Macedonia into Greece, or they were a part of Macedonia that used to be part of Greece, something like that. But they came from like a historical winemaking family, and generally this wine is very hard to get. They don't make very much of it. And we literally got the last a couple of cases, like literally just enough to put it in the Orange Club. So y'all are very lucky. And I apologize for anyone new that joins this month, because we only have enough for the existing members and literally no one else. So it's very exciting to have it, and hopefully we can get more in the future. But a bit about it. So it is a blend of Assyrtiko, which might be a grape that you've heard some of, like it's very famous in Santorini, as well as another one that I need to actually read the pronunciation because I always get it wrong. Malagusia. Thank you for the intonations here for me to read. So that is actually a very aromatic grape. It's also native to Greece, but it's definitely less common to find than the Assyrtiko. So I think that that's going to be important in a moment when you're checking it out, because if you do drink a decent amount of orange wine, you've probably had a good amount of Assyrtikos that are orange. And this is going to be Malagusia is going to make a big difference. So there's a couple more technical points on it. They are 0.0 producers, no added sulfites, incredibly dry. Like they made sure it was less than 1 gram of sugar, no fining, no filtering, vegan, just like as natural as you can possibly get. Though I will say it doesn't taste like it doesn't have the funk level, but we'll get there in a minute. All right, so starting from the beginning, rare orange wine from the border of Greece and Macedonia. So on the nose, oh, and the skin contact. I was trying to find out how much skin contact it had, and I could not sort it out. So we're going to have to take a bit of a guess on that. So the color is fairly extracted. I would say not a crazy amount, and I don't know enough about the secondary grape to know what it should look like. I would say that I would not be shocked if I saw an Assyrtiko that had this color, but I would assume that would have like multiple weeks on it. So those are just my guesses at this point. On the nose, it has a honeyed quality to it on the top, which again says to me that it's not aged. I don't believe it's just a 2019. So it's definitely not from that. So that could be a little bit from skin contact or from harvesting the grapes later. Maybe the sugar content is just slightly higher. Maybe some malolactic fermentation. I don't have data on that either, so we're going to have to make some assumptions. But yeah, lovely. Like I would say honeysuckle, or on another video, Nick said like honeycomb or something. Like I could get that here. A nice salinity to it. And I don't actually even know if I know it's on the border with Macedonia. I don't actually know if this is on the Mediterranean or not, but Greek wines generally, I feel like it's not very shocking to have a saline aspect to them. And then on the bottom, so it's interesting because it's like there's parts of it that are crisp. It's like I could see it being like crisp or like honey crisp apple. Like I could see that there. But then I could also say at the same time that it has like, Meyer lemon or something that's more like a candied note to it. Again, like we said honeyed at the beginning, so that would not be a shock at all. Overall, it just smells delicious. And another one that like I think is a really potentially perfect wine for pairing with parts of your Thanksgiving. So let's try it and see what we think. That is like smooth and succulent, like, wow. So the honeyed aspect is there from the beginning. Like the second you introduce some air into your mouth, it's just beautiful. And then it just has this amazing finish that has almost like these like almond notes to it. It's like a little bit nutty towards the end, which makes me wonder like if maybe it had a tiny bit of oxidation or something. So this is where we're talking, I just said it's not a funky wine, but it all depends on how you decide what funky is or is not. Like if you think that Brett is funky, Brettanomyces, where it's a little bit barnyardy, or if you think the oxidation, like if it's a little bit sherried, is now natty, like I think it might have that. But again, I have nothing to support me saying that. That is just my assumption based on what I'm tasting here. But that is nice. Like I like that about it. And it's fresh. Like it's not like it's oxidized as a flaw, because it is balanced by the amount of delicious freshness that we're still getting from like fresh lemons and fresh. Normally I get oranges. Let me try it again. There might be like whatever, like the big oranges, not like it's not like a heavy orange thing going on here. No, it's some other kind of citrus fruit. And then now actually that I'm thinking about it more, it's more like tropical fruits, and it's more like stone fruits. It's almost like a peach. Honestly, there's a lot here. It's like, you could say it's a peach, you could say it's a pear, you could say that it's not like a papaya. I mean, whatever. If you think it's papaya, sure. But I'm thinking on like the tropical fruit side, more like, I always get this word wrong in English, Malagusia. I think that is passion fruit. It's almost like that. And just like this honeyed note at the end is just stunning. It's just amazing. It won't go away. It's like the finish that just keeps giving. My God, it's just delicious. So as far as orange wines go, like this is so good. So for the people that are a little bit skeptical about orange wines, I don't know that this is the very first one I would give them. This is like the gift for the people that love orange wine, to be like, I know you love orange wine, and here's how delicious it can be, because it is just so good. So as far as pairing goes, I think that it could go with a lot of what you're going to have on the table at Thanksgiving. I think that the honeyed notes, honestly, actually, the honey notes are going to be great throughout the entire meal, because it has like enough structure and enough acidity that it's going to carry you all the way through. But the honeyed aspect is going to be perfect, because there's so many weird, mushy and sweet notes to Thanksgiving that like, it's nice to acknowledge them, and acknowledging them with something like this honeyed aspect is going to be great. But then having the acidity and the crispness to kind of like reset everything as you're continuing through is also really important. So if you're into orange wine and you're not that into Thanksgiving, or even if you are into Thanksgiving, I think that if you want a different take on what you can do with Thanksgiving, I think that this is a really lovely pair that will reimagine the way that you can think about it. Whether you have it with your Thanksgiving, honestly, maybe do this. Don't have it with Thanksgiving, but like have it with your leftovers after, and do something fun with like the sweetened cranberries and the the turkey. There you go. The turkey, the cranberries, and the stuffing. Like all of that is just going to really jive with what we have going on here. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then this orange wine is just delicious by itself, which is, what's the alcohol percentage? It is 12.5. All right. So yeah, like you can have it by itself. Like, I don't know, it's very food friendly. But mainly if you have something, I would say like it's going to shine its best if you have something that's a little bit sweet or saucy, if that makes sense with it. Like if you got a sauce, like a pomegranate sauce or like a honeyed sauce or gravy, like it's going to be really good with any of that. And then of course, you know, if you're in a pinch and you're what goes together, like, you know, Greek food, have a kebab, have a mezze platter. Is it going to work perfectly with everything? No, but it's going to work with a lot of it. And it would work with cheese plates, especially, again, you know, honeyed. So drizzle a little honey on it. This wine's amazing. I hope you guys love it. I'm sorry that you can't have any more. There's not going to be any more to buy, but we will get some more hopefully next year. Enjoy.